What is this?
That they know inherently. The Democratic Party has to produce. The far left runs Mamdani for mayor, 33 years old, never had a job, never managed anything. An assemblyman passed 3 bills, worst attendance record in the New York State Assembly. As a mayor, as an executive, as somebody who's supposed to get things done, no, that's going to compound the problem.
Go ahead, first of all, Governor, it's Mamdani. This is a very big, diverse city you want to lead. We should get the names right. Self-awareness is such a powerful thing in politics. You can't beat what you don't understand. You seem very dismissive of his support, but
this guy looks insane, and it's very distracting. I do support the sentiment, but he does look insane, and I am being distracted.
Support has been overwhelming, and you know, he won the primary. His support is overwhelming the polls now. You come from a storied political family. You talked about your dad. You've been governor. You've had these big jobs. You have astonishingly good political networks, connections, bases of support. What is your most...
In a good way or a bad way? Well, he does look like Chad, doesn't he? With the hair, a little bit? Like he's wearing a leather jacket too. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he's certainly conveying an energy, right?
Self-aware understanding of what you failed to see in advance that would allow a 34-year-old upstart to be beating you so badly. What did you not see and understand about people who are living in the city and what they're feeling and going through?
I did not see the energy of the 20 to 30-year-olds. I didn't see I knew the affordability issue. I didn't think they would accept the freeze the rent one slogan as an actual answer, and that we wouldn't get deeper and beyond that, because the rents are the...
Seriously, man? Your clapback to his proposal to freeze the rent-controlled apartments rates was to introduce the Mamdani law, which would kick Mamdani out of his housing by implementing like an income cap that would ensure that only people who could barely afford the rent-stabilized apartments could stay in them, and would kick a lot of people who are already in those apartments and have been for a long time out of them. That was your... Oh, yeah, sorry no one else would touch on the depth of the issue with such superb policy ideas as yours.
Problem. It's just... There is no answer that has been posed. It's not about freezing the rent. I'm the former HUD secretary. I know how to build affordable housing. I know the issue. I know the answer. But we just never had a real discussion about it. And that I didn't foresee. And I didn't see the anti-Israel anger. I didn't see that. I didn't see how that was going to motivate people in a mayor's race. I saw the anti-Israel anger. It was on the street. But you are going to vote for mayor based on your opposition to Israel?
Motherfucker, you're the one... Your main argument against Mamdani is that he's anti-Israel. You're the one who... Your only clapback to him, the only thing you have to say is this guy isn't sufficiently pro-Israel. That's your one argument. People aren't voting for Mamdani because he's anti-Israel. You guys are the ones who keep bringing it the up. You wear your cringy little yellow flag pins to a debate. You talk about Israel all the time, running for mayor in New York City. The debate moderators keep asking about it. Normal people, regular, ordinary human beings are staring at their screens wondering, why the fuck is everyone here obsessed with Israel? It wasn't like this before. It wasn't like this in any previous memorial debates. I understand October 7th happened, but you have to understand that happened 10,000 miles away. You're the ones who keep trying to force it as an issue, to make it everywhere. And you know what? If you're going to make the election about support for Israel, then yeah, I'll choose the one who's against it. If you want to make the election about whether or not a candidate is for or against a genocide, I'll go the anti-genocide route, you know? I'm not even fighting the sands this one. You are the ones who, you could have not talked about Israel and then lost on any other issue. You could have talked about affordability and lost on that. It was your strategy, your cynical DNC, deep state, everyone get together and pretend we care about this bullshit strategy that coordinated your campaign and the news media and the DNC leadership around making this about Israel.
Last time I checked, the mayor doesn't have a lot to do with foreign policy. You know, I don't see the mayor walking in and out of the United Nations. But you use that as a vehicle to express your anti-Israel anger.
It's insane. It's so, even here, man, it's so insane. All he wants to talk about is Israel. That's all they want to talk about. I'm sorry your strategy didn't work. I'm sorry that the people of New York City weren't willing to choose a worse future for themselves as long as it meant they also got to defend the genocide abroad. You know, it just wasn't a trade-off they were willing to make. They didn't want to take evil for evil. They wanted good for good. He's hypocritical the way a Republican is. The New York Dems are a joke. Hey, you're looking at Schumer right now, man. They're all in the same camp. Schumer, by not endorsing Mamdani even after he won the primary, we know exactly where he stands on this, okay? We're looking at Schumer and we're looking at Cuomo, and Cuomo might as well be a Republican for how in bed he is with Trump, okay? They're all on the same team. Hakeem Jeffries refusing to endorse is the goofiest. Yeah. They don't even have a good excuse for it. It's crazy, considering the fact that their literal job is lying to defend Israel. You'd think they'd have some kind of like amazing argument prepped, but they never do. They never ever do. They always look, whenever a journalist brings it up, they look blustered and confused, like they can't believe you just asked that. Can I find them? Mamdani, Jeffries. Every time they're asked about this. Oh my God, Jeffries. This is Jeffries 3 months ago.
So, Leader Jeffries, you wear many hats of ICE right now to do these ICE raids, have started calling for defunding. Won the Democratic primary, is poised to become the next mayor of New York City. Now, he ran as an avowed socialist. He called for defunding the police in 20...
Remember, the line a bunch of these lunatics used was that they wouldn't endorse Mamdani because they wanted to see how the Democratic primary played out. That was the big excuse beforehand. Before the Democratic primary, a bunch of them were like, well, we'll see how the people of New York feel, how the Democrats of New York feel. And then Mamdani won. Oh, you're right. I can't watch a bunch of The View.
Be endorsing him, and do you have any concerns about...
He plans to keep the police fully funded. I'm just getting a conversation about his vision. He did run a campaign that was...
He essentially says, well, I need to talk with him more. Now, here's him 3 weeks ago refusing to endorse Mamdani.
President.
They plan on endorsing Mamdani.
Any last questions? Oh, sorry. American people and push back against this partisan Republican effort to continue to jeopardize lives of America and an assault on black and brown of the Republicans' continued efforts.
Where?
The mayor's race sometime soon. But I'll have more to say about the mayor's race sometime soon.
Spoiler alert, he did not, in fact, have more to say about the mayor's race sometime soon. He's been saying this for months. Here's him 1 day ago on ABC.
What assurances can you offer Democrats that they will get a negotiation on this?
Well, I mean, I think, yeah, I've told them. I said, we are willing to have the conversation. I've said if you need a vote, we can guarantee you get a vote by a date certain. At some point.
Senate Leader John Thune offering, and I want to start right with what we heard from Senator Thune. Open the government is subsidies so people's,
and that emerged from that Donald,
by the way, was asked about the health care issue, and I want to play what he said. Take a listen to this.
Mamdani.
All President Trump directly on this. I do know he picks up that,
while at the same time decisively addressing the Republican health care crisis. Democrat, the American, I have not. People, and that's unfortunate.
I want to also ask you, obviously, we're getting closer to that New York mayor's race. You still haven't endorsed Zohran Mamdani, have you?
I have not.
And why is that?
Well, as I've indicated, I expect to have a conversation with him at some point this week in advance of early voting, which begins next weekend in New York City. And we'll certainly have more to say about the mayor's race and about our Democratic.
It's months and months and months and months, and it's the same. It's insane. And none of the journalists call him out in this. You know, they'll say like, well, you've endorsed them. They won't like, hey, listen, you've been saying the same thing nonstop. Just decline to endorse him. This coward bullshit where you don't just endorse Cuomo. Say something, man.
You've been asked numerous times if you will endorse Zohran Mamdani for New York City mayor. You always say you're going to continue to talk. There are two key questions here that you haven't answered. One is, will you ever endorse him? And two, what do you need from him to get your endorsement?
Okay, well, first of all, you know, I know him. We've had a good relationship in the past, and we had a good meeting 2 weeks ago, a very long meeting with a lot of serious questions, and all I can tell you is I'm going to continue talking to him.
What's the holdup?
I got to continue talking to him, and that's what I'm going to do.
Is part of the calculus that if you endorse a Democratic socialist, you're worried it will be damaging to your party, maybe even your chances of winning back the Senate?
I'm going to continue talking to him. Dana, you can ask me again.
I know we've seen that one. It's just, God, man. She even gives him an out and he rejects it. Yeah, no, because they're really bad at their jobs, too. Hold on, this is a short.
There is less than 3 weeks. I'm sure you're counting down to go until Election Day. We know because it's sweater weather for all of us. And there are some New York leaders like Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries who still have not endorsed you, which frankly I don't understand, and I've said many times. But if you're elected mayor without their endorsements, which you are on track to do, how does that affect your working relationship with them? I mean, how will you approach it?
You know, I don't see it as affecting our working relationship at all, because in all the conversations we've had, we've always spoken about the fact that we share constituents and we share the responsibility to deliver on their needs to afford this city. Because in as much as New Yorkers are under attack from an authoritarian administration in Washington, they're also under attack by an affordability crisis right here, one that's put
the message of discipline on him is subway. Can you even begin to fathom the willpower that it would take from Mamdani's perspective to not be crowing about this and rubbing your impending victory in the face of every obviously evil, deep state, genocide-aligned piece of shit working within the DNC? You know? Just incredible that he's able to hold it together.
Pushing them out of these 5 boroughs and making what used to be New Yorkers now have to live in Jersey City or in Connecticut or Pennsylvania. And I know that I will work together with every single elected official, no matter if they've endorsed me or not, to deliver the city that New Yorkers deserve.
Really just, I mean, the DNC endorsed him openly and has been posting ads for him. I understand that, like, there are vestiges or elements within the Democratic Party that are not as aggressively anti-effective as their leadership. But unless you call out that leadership, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, what is the point of having a political party if the people in positions of power within that party are so openly and belligerently counterproductive, but nobody does anything about it? It's like how after Schumer voted for the stopgap bill and pressed other senators to do so, there were never any consequences. Yeah, but they're the minority House and Senate leaders, Masaigu. That matters. It just doesn't seem like there are any consequences. Doesn't that just undermine their position? Sure, but like, why are there no consequences then? Without any leadership in the Democratic Party capable of like making moves or uniting people around a common cause, the party can't do anything. No one cares who the DNC endorses. You said they've been putting out ads. What numbers are they getting? What leadership is there? You know, who cares, right? You need leaders, people, strong, charismatic individuals running the party. You can't do that as long as it remains a gerontocracy and everyone is like incapable of criticizing their senior leadership. Is there a point to the endorsements at this point this late? Marginal. It's mostly about bending the knee, which they should do.